During a live reality show, the director told me to call an ex. I opened my blocked list. Which one? I asked. As a D-list actress kept alive by scandals and clickbait, everyone watching knew my reputation. The chat went feral in seconds. Pick the most famous one. I squinted at the screen, pretending to think. Okay then. Who's bigger? Adrian Blake or Noah Hart? The comment feed froze. So did the other guests. So did the host. Adrian is the youngest Oscar-winning actor in the industry. Noah Hart is a chart-destroying pop idol who's swept every major music award for 7 years straight. Putting either of them next to me, a walking PR disaster, looked like some kind of sick joke, Beauty and the Beast, but make it career level. When I said they were my exes, nobody believed me. Not the live chat. Not the production team. Not even the director. The host let out a strangled laugh. Riley, you're joking. Right? The chat finally snapped out of it, and lost its mind. You touched our king? Girl, in your dreams. If Adrian Blake ever looked at you twice, I'll eat my shoe, camera on. Noah Hart doesn't even live in the same universe as you. Adrian does prestige films. Noah's been on world tours since high school. They've never even worked together. This desperate D-lister has officially lost it. I don't like jokes. I don't like lies. So I just smiled at the camera and repeated, seriously. Between them, whose status is higher? Silence. Then chaos. Our boy Noah is obviously the biggest star. Excuse you, Adrian literally closed out the last awards show as the final presenter. Front row, center seat. Only because some second-tier singer stole Noah's seat and the organizers issued an apology. Fun fact, scalp tickets for Noah's concerts can hit $20,000 for the nosebleeds outside the stadium. Oh please. Another fun fact, one free ticket to Adrian's fan meet ended up resold for a ridiculous price online. Off stage, the showrunner was waving his arms like he was drowning. He looked like he was trying to mime, stop. Stop right now. The host was on the verge of tears. Riley, please just clarify that they're not really your exes. Okay? Say you were kidding. Strictly speaking, one of them wasn't technically an ex. He just thought I was still being dramatic. I leaned back in my seat. Fine. Let's invite Noah Hart. The host sucked in a sharp breath. The chat turned into a wall of sobbing emojis, clown emojis, and skulls. Wait, is she serious? No way Noah is actually her ex. Noah, how could you ever fall for someone like that? Relax, people. Let him come out and deny her. Then we can laugh properly. LOL. Adrian dodged a bullet. Crisis averted. The first episode ended on that car crash. It was supposed to be a cheap gimmick. The show was brand new, the guests were all nobodies like me, and the live format was just bait for clicks. No one expected that when it got to my turn, two of the biggest names in the business would be dragged into it. After we wrapped, the director, Logan, came over. Riley, he asked, were you serious? Logan Price. Rich kid turned rookie director, which was the only reason he could afford to bankroll something this insane. Even so, he wasn't eager to get blacklisted by an A-listers team. It was true, I said. He still looked uneasy. Do you have any proof you were together? I do. The last photo we took. The only thing I had left. Once he was sure, Logan said he'd reach out to Noah's team. Asking for proof was the safety net. Not every ex is thrilled to show up on a reality show with their former partner. When I got back to my apartment, my agent was already calling, voice loaded with venom. Riley Lane, are you trying to end your career? He snapped. You signed an agreement with Vanessa. You are forbidden from ever publicly mentioning your past with Noah Hart. I let out a bitter little laugh. Do I even still have a career to end? Here's what you're going to do. His tone shifted into command. You're going to issue a statement right now. Say everything you said on the show was made up. If you do it fast enough, you might avoid being shelved and sued. I hung up on him. Online, rumors were already everywhere. Most people decided I was a compulsive liar chasing clout. Before I could post anything to defend myself, Noah Hart shot to the top of the trending topics. His post was one short line. We loved. She's my ex. Those 7 words poured gasoline on the bonfire. His tens of millions of fans went feral. In their eyes, Noah had experienced a brief lapse in judgment, maybe he'd been bewitched, and I was the leech who dared use an old relationship as a ladder. While my name was getting dragged across every platform, Logan called. Riley, he said, Noah's manager, Vanessa, just called me. She offered $3 million if I cancel the show. I went quiet. I didn't want to back down. I was tired of swallowing everything. But I also didn't want to destroy Logan in the process. Guess what I told her? He cut in, suddenly sounding smug. You didn't take it? She insulted my artistic vision, he declared, offended. A live reality show, this is history. I'm not killing it because some manager's scared of bad optics. So the show would go on. Noah just wouldn't be coming. Which was exactly what I'd expected. Logan's curiosity kicked in. So if you weren't lying, is Adrian Blake your ex or your current boyfriend? He asked. Can I invite him instead? I gave him a vague summary of my situation with Adrian. Logan clicked his tongue. Messy. I'll reach out. Adrian was probably filming overseas somewhere. News traveled slower on set. If he'd been in town, he would have called already, furious. The show hadn't even started filming the second episode when something else hit my inbox. A termination contract from Galaxy Media. My agency. They wanted $3 million in damages. $2 million for the harm I'd done, and another $1 million because I'd taken the show without their approval during my contract period. Plus a clause that said I was forbidden from acting for life. My agent slammed the papers down on my table. Pack your things and get out, he snarled. The company has supported you for 4 years, and this is how you repay us? Ungrateful. Supported me? I shot back. You mean feeding me gossip and fake scandals like I'm clickbait livestock? He flushed. Negative publicity is still publicity. Without those rumors, you'd be invisible. You wouldn't have even landed this show. He smirked. Oh, and by the way, since you took this gig behind the company's back, that extra $1 million makes it an even $3 million. Congrats. The brutal part? In 4 years at Galaxy, I'd only managed to earn about $30,000. Total. Compared to $3 million, it was a joke. I signed. It was almost a relief. Half an hour later, I walked out of the apartment building with a single cardboard box holding everything I owned. My phone buzzed. A text from Vanessa. Homeless little stray. Clean. Sharp. Cruel. I put my phone away and headed for the gate. A sleek sports car screeched to a stop in front of me. The window rolled down. Logan pushed his sunglasses up onto his hairline and cleared his throat awkwardly. I heard about Galaxy dropping you, he said. It's my show's fault. Why don't you stay at my place for a while? We need to redo your contract anyway. He was right. I'd signed the show as a Galaxy artist. Now I was suddenly independent. I needed a fresh contract if I wanted to keep filming. I didn't bother pretending to be polite. Okay, I said, hoisting my box into the car. Thanks. We pulled up to his place, a giant, glass-walled penthouse that looked like a furniture catalog had come to life. It didn't even smell lived in. Logan spread his arms like a proud real estate agent. Designed the whole thing myself. You can stay here for free. Totally private. Totally secure. I set my box on the kitchen island. Where's the contract? Right. The boring stuff. He dug into his bag and pulled it out. Here. Sign here and here. As I signed, he couldn't resist poking at my love life. So, those two guys, he asked, you're over both of them? I shook my head and slid the signed pages back toward him. He took the contract and was already drifting toward the door. I stocked the fridge. The next episode is in 2 days. Get some rest. Before I could reply, he was gone. So he was really just letting me stay here. I turned in a slow circle, taking in the floor-to-ceiling windows and minimalist furniture. It was a universe away from the cramped little apartment I'd lived in for 4 years, the one Galaxy had graciously provided because my never-ending scandals attracted stalkers. Most of the guests for episode 2 were already confirmed. All the other D-list actresses had exes who were just as obscure as they were. For a show fee, they were more than happy to show up and stir some drama. Only my special guest was still unannounced. Since he couldn't finalize the lineup, Logan did the next best thing. He posted the structure for the second episode. The moment the schedule went public, Noah reposted it, tagged Logan, and commented, "As her ex-boyfriend, I want to be her guest." Logan was suddenly in a bind. Because he'd already contacted my other ex. I had just stepped out of the shower when my phone rang. "Riley, what do I do?" Logan blurted. "Both of your exes want to come on. They're fighting over who should be your guest." He sounded stressed, but underneath the panic there was something else, barely contained glee. I didn't know what to do either. I could understand why Adrian wanted to come. If you found out you'd been downgraded to X on live television, you'd probably want to throw a chair, too. But why had Noah suddenly changed his mind? While Logan was still agonizing, Adrian threw his own grenade online. He reposted the announcement and tagged Logan too. "I'm her current boyfriend. Can I sign up?" The internet exploded all over again. What is happening? I'm done. This world is broken. Adrian, buddy, why would you get tangled up with Riley Lane? I've been single for 26 years and I'm less relevant than this walking train wreck. Adrian, your fans sent you eye drops. Use them. You're blind. Ban her. I'm begging. Some people even went back to dig up the random commenter from the first episode, the one who'd suggested inviting the most famous ex. They were getting roasted for starting it all. In the middle of that, my phone lit up with an unknown number. I answered. "Riley," Adrian's voice crackled through the speaker, loaded with anger. "When exactly did we break up? Was this some stunt to force my hand, to make our relationship public? You happy now?" "We broke up last year," I cut in, my voice flat. "Exactly 1 year ago today." Before he could say anything else, I hung up. And then I wiped the damp streaks off my cheeks. "Why are you crying?" I told myself. "He's just an ex." The next day, Logan's texts came in like machine gun fire. "This is insane traffic. Investors are begging to buy ads. Riley, both of your exes want to join. I can't pick." The last message came with a little devil emoji. So, he wrote, "I'll just take both." Which meant both of my exes were going to be on stage with me for the second episode. The show's budget shot through the roof overnight. We moved from a cramped rental studio into a glossy, high-end space with upgraded cameras and lighting. The other guests, girls who'd been on my level of obscurity, suddenly didn't want to stand near me. I was radioactive. Only one actress approached, Tessa Bloom, a girl who'd built her brand on a sweet and innocent image. She looked me up and down, eyes full of distaste. "You got kicked out of Galaxy. Stop pretending everything's fine. Your 15 minutes are almost over. Do us all a favor and keep your distance." I blinked. "How do you know I was dropped?" Tessa rolled her eyes. "You didn't see the socials? Vanessa announced that the company officially terminated your contract. She called you a disgraced artist." I opened my phone. The top trending topic was Vanessa's announcement, posted the same afternoon I'd signed the termination papers. No wonder Logan had known the moment it happened. The post had been pinned to the #1 spot for 2 days. The comments were brutal. "Galaxy doesn't tolerate dead weight. She wasted 4 years at the biggest agency doing nothing but dating and starting rumors. Couldn't she have tried acting in anything? Why bother working when you can lie on your back for clout?" The further I scrolled, the sharper it got. At some point, Logan appeared beside me. "Don't read that," he said quietly. "They believe whatever rumors scream the loudest." But I wasn't even hurt. After years of being pushed down, the only thing left was numbness. Besides, I'd already decided, today was my last day in this industry. I forced a smile. "Thanks for worrying. After today, it'll all be over anyway." The show was about to go live. The other women's exes were already in place. Only Adrian and Noah were missing. Logan kept glancing at his watch, frowning. "Do they have any concept of time?" He barely finished the sentence when a tall figure strode onto the set. Adrian Blake. His jaw was tight, cheekbones sharp under the lights. His eyes swept the room and locked onto me instantly. The warmth that used to be there was gone, replaced by cold fury. He marched straight toward me. "Riley, you've got some nerve," he hissed. "Come outside and explain exactly why I'm suddenly your ex." Logan stepped neatly between us. "Mr. Blake, we're about to start. We're live. If you walk out now, I don't care how many awards you've won, I'll explain to the audience why we're delayed. Adrian's icy gaze slid over him. Then he exhaled and dropped into the seat beside me. Logan checked his watch again. We can't wait any longer. Cameras, start a 5-minute countdown. No sign of Noah. I stared down at my hands. I didn't want to speak to Adrian at all. He, on the other hand, wasn't planning to let me breathe. What's wrong? He asked softly enough that only I could hear. Still thinking about your other ex? You came on this trashy show to get his attention, didn't you? He leaned in. Did you break up with me because you couldn't get over him? Tessa leaned across from the next seat, eager to pour gasoline. Adrian, you don't know the half of it, she said. She flirts like she can't breathe without it. She was literally chatting up my ex right in front of me just now. Adrian's eyes flicked past her to the man awkwardly hovering behind. He scoffed. Relax. He's not Noah Hart. She'd never settle. Then he wrapped his hand around mine, tight. You already have the perfect substitute, he murmured. Isn't that right? I yanked my hand free. Tessa's eyes lit up like she'd just solved a puzzle. Wow, Riley. You're using Adrian as a stand-in? Do you have no shame? If I had a boyfriend like him, I'd treasure him. Everyone in the industry knew Adrian and Noah looked eerily similar from some angles. When Adrian first debuted, people called him Little Noah. A few labels even tried to sign him just to pit him against Noah on the charts. Instead, Adrian dove into acting and refused to touch music, even though I knew, better than anyone, that his voice was easily on Noah's level. There was 1 minute left before we went live. While everyone else fussed over their makeup, I just stared straight ahead. Adrian followed my gaze and snorted. Stop waiting. He's not coming. I wasn't waiting for Noah. But I was too tired to explain. Logan lifted his mic. Countdown from 5. 5, 4, 3. Wait. A voice came from the doorway. One of the cameramen whispered, We're already rolling. Everyone turned. It wasn't Noah. It was Vanessa King, Galaxy's golden manager. The woman who'd hand-built Noah Hart into a superstar. She swept in with perfect makeup and a perfect smile. Hello everyone, she said. Noah had an urgent conflict, so he couldn't make it. I was worried someone might use his name for clout, so I'm stepping in to keep an eye on things. Logan's face went a shade darker. He couldn't kick her out now, not on air. Vanessa turned to me, all warmth. Long time no see, Riley. I signed you myself, remember? Even if we're not working together anymore, we're still friends. I knew exactly why she timed her entrance for the last seconds before we went live. To steal the spotlight. To frame the narrative. You signing me, I remember, I said. The friends part? Let's not pretend. I turned my face away. The chat exploded. Wow. Vanessa is being so gracious and she still acts like that? She really thinks she's somebody. Vanessa built Noah from nothing. Show some respect. Maybe Riley only got into Galaxy because of Noah in the first place. Wait. That actually makes sense. No wonder they tolerated her scandals for so long. I bet she's only revealing she dated Noah because she got kicked out. Ungrateful leech. I watched the comment feed fly and then looked straight into the camera. It's true, I said. I got signed at Galaxy because of Noah. But for me, that wasn't a blessing. It was a curse. Vanessa's smile twitched. Riley, how can you say that? The company tried its best to cultivate you. Even your last apartment was company housing. The chat shifted. What job gives you a free place to live? She really doesn't know how good she had it. She just wants Noah back and Vanessa's in the way, that's all. Biting the hand that fed you, classic. My fingers tightened on my skirt. I took a breath. Galaxy never cultivated me, I said. They. Riley, Tessa cut me off, putting on her sweetest voice. Galaxy was your past employer. No matter what, you shouldn't smear them on air. She turned to Vanessa, eyes big. Hi Ms. King, I'm Tessa Bloom. If Galaxy ever needs new talent, I'd be honored if you'd consider me. The chat split in half. This girl really knows how to introduce herself. And how to grovel. Tessa is so fake it hurts, but she's not wrong. It's tacky to drag your old company. Yeah, but Riley's no angel either. This show really did gather all the trash in one place. Logan jumped in, grabbing his cue card. Let's let Ms. King rest for now. This show is focused on our female guests and their exes. Vanessa turned away from the cameras and shot me a private, cutting smile. Then I wish Riley a glorious future, she said brightly. May you go far now that you've left Galaxy. The chat fawned. Vanessa is so classy. She tried to help and Riley just stomped on her. Some people only understand hype and scandals. They can't hear advice. Vanessa took a seat in the audience. And Logan announced the first segment. Round 1, he said. Each female guest and her ex will hold a cherry between their mouths for 60 seconds. A little icebreaker game. Let old flames get reacquainted. Tessa slapped a hand over her face, playing shy. I've never even been in a relationship before, she squeaked. I only asked a guy who once confessed to me to come as a favor. Her ex looked like he wanted to die. Noah's fans flooded the chat? Absolutely not. She definitely invited Adrian for this exact segment. Cancel it. We object. Adrian, you can say no. Stand up and refuse. We'll back you. Instead, Adrian calmly picked up a cherry, popped half of it into his mouth, and bit down, leaving the other half dangling. I stared at it, suddenly very aware of the cameras. He leaned in. What's wrong? Scared? I took a deep breath and leaned forward. Adrian's hand slid up, firm on the back of my head, making refusal impossible. His mouth drew closer, his breath brushing my lips. My stomach lurched. Stop. A voice cut through the air. I'm the one who's actually her ex. I shoved Adrian away and turned toward the entrance. Noah Hart stood in the doorway. Adrian wiped the cherry juice from his lip, something wounded flickering in his eyes. Right, he said softly. The main act is here. Tessa practically shoved her so-called ex aside. Noah. I'm still missing a partner over here. Since I've never dated anyone, why don't you join me instead? Her ex finally snapped. Tessa, will you shut up? He exploded. We dated for 6 years. You cheated for 5. The only reason I'm here is because they're paying me. You think I'd show up for you otherwise? The chat went feral. I take back what I said, this show is art. I don't stand anyone here. I just want popcorn. I am the raccoon. Feed me trash content. Forget Riley. WHO is this disaster couple? Logan frantically waved at the cameraman to focus on the other pairs while he rushed in to contain the chaos. Off camera, he pulled Noah aside. Mr. Hart, the show already started. You can't just walk in and change the lineup now. We're inviting exes, aren't we? Noah said calmly, eyes never leaving me. No one fits that description better than I do. Adrian stood up and blocked his view. Sorry. When it comes to ex-boyfriend status, I'm the more recent model. Vanessa rushed down from the audience, face tight. Noah, what are you doing? You're supposed to be filming with a Grammy-winning diva today. Do you still want an international career? I already handled things here for you. Go back. Now. Noah walked right past her. He picked up the cherry Adrian had dropped, rolled it between his fingers, and looked straight at me. I can't sit and watch you share a cherry with someone else, he said quietly. I won't. Adrian grabbed his collar. And where was this deep devotion when you vanished? You didn't seem too bothered then. Logan ran a hand through his hair. Okay. The urgent issue right now is deciding who's actually Riley's guest. The chat couldn't see them clearly, but they could hear every word. Let them both on stage. I'm not on anyone's side. I just want maximum chaos. Agreed, why pick? 2 exes are better than 1. Shut up, Adrian. Noah is her real love. Are you 12? She clearly cares more about Adrian. No, she doesn't care about either. She just loves attention. Her exes aren't rare Pokémon. Why are you two arguing over her? Logan glanced at the screen and surrendered. You're both her guests, he said. Problem solved. In what universe? Noah and Adrian said at the same time. It's him or me. In this one, Logan replied, rubbing his temple. I'm the director. Sit down. Neither wanted to budge. In the end, they sat, one on each side of me. The three of us created the most chaotic love triangle in live stream history. Adrian and Noah both reached for the same cherry at the exact same time, nearly knocking heads. Stop, stop, Logan shouted. Forget the cherry game for you three. It doesn't work with the numbers. We skipped straight to round 2, looking back. Old lovers take turns explaining why they broke up. When it was our turn, both men went strangely quiet. Adrian turned to me first. I want to know too, he said, voice low. Why did we break up? Was it because of him? Noah let out a humorless laugh. Don't tell me you thought she used you as my stand-in. Don't flatter yourself. He looked straight ahead, not at me, not at the cameras. The girl who dumped me for $200,000 wasn't exactly clinging to my face, he said. The chat went ballistic. She broke up for money? Where do you even find someone that cheap? Adrian, you idiot. You picked up someone else's leftovers. Noah, you actually gave her the money? Forget it. I'll put up $201,000. Riley, come date me instead. Bro, you'll date anything that moves. Comments about diseases and dirt started flying. For the first time that night, I chose to answer them. Yes, I said. I took Vanessa's $200,000. And I broke up with Noah for money. A chorus of gasps echoed in the chat. See? She admits it. Gold digger confirmed. Beside me, Noah flinched. Do you regret it now? He asked hoarsely. Because I can give you far more than $200,000. Whatever you want, I can. I shook my head. I don't regret it, I said. And I won't get back together with you. Noah's fans shattered in real time. Noah, you're insane. I'm a career fan. I'm done. This is not the heartwarming reunion special I signed up for. I did not come here to watch my bias crawl back to someone who sold him out for rent money. The second you think about taking her back, think again. And then don't. I took a breath. At the time, I said quietly, that money paid for my grandmother's treatment. It kept her alive. Noah's head whipped toward me. How is Grandma June? He asked, panic in his eyes. I forced my lips into a smile. If heaven exists, I said, I hope she's there. Resting. His fingers curled into fists. Why didn't you tell me? Noah demanded. Why didn't you say anything? How? I asked. You were in Seoul in a closed-door trainee program. I couldn't reach you. The only way to contact you was through Vanessa. So I asked her to pass on the request. Noah looked past the cameras, straight at his manager. Vanessa? He said. What is she talking about? Vanessa's eyes flickered, but she recovered fast. Noah, she wasn't your grandmother, she said. I had to think about your career. And I did give Riley the money to help. I just handled it myself. The chat nodded along. She's got a point. Riley's grandma is a stranger to Noah. If your own family doesn't have money, you don't go knocking on your boyfriend's door. And it's not like any random family can just casually produce $200,000. Noah pressed his hand to his face. Tears slid through his fingers and hit the floor. I was raised by Grandma June, he whispered. She's the only family I ever had. He started talking without looking at anyone. My parents were gone before I was old enough to remember them. My dad drank himself into an early grave. My mom remarried and never came back. All I had was an old house and the woman next door. His voice softened. Grandma June. She took me in. She fed me. She sent me to school. She took care of Riley too. We grew up in neighboring apartments like siblings. She worked herself to the bone to pay for our tuition. We were both music obsessed. When a big label opened auditions for a trainee program, we both wanted in. But someone had to stay, I said. The program required a year of closed training overseas. I couldn't leave Grandma alone. Noah had clapped me on the shoulder that day. Stay and take care of her, he'd said. I'll go. I'll work. I'll send everything home. I really did plan to use that money as a temporary fix, I said. Take it, get Grandma into the hospital, and when you came back from training, we'd return it and explain everything. I looked at him. But you never asked. You never came home. You just assumed I'd sold you out for cash. You didn't even visit her once. My throat tightened. So tell me, Noah. Did you ever really trust me? We spent 10 years side by side. Did you ever bother to figure out what kind of person I am? Noah shook his head, eyes wet. I trusted you, he said. I thought you could handle it. I thought if I saw you, I'd give up everything and come back. And my pride? Pride, I echoed. Right. His fans went quiet. Nothing matters without you, huh? Did we not vote you into debut? For the record, I'm hurting more for Grandma June and Riley than anyone else. She gave up the trainee program to care for Grandma and let you go chase your dreams first. Men are trash. Exhibit A. Excuse you, Adrian is perfectly fine. I mean, apart from letting her rot in a contract. Don't forget, Riley still entered the industry because of Noah. She benefited. That last comment sent me straight back through 4 years of suffocating frustration. Where exactly did I benefit? I snapped. A voice from behind the cameras whispered into Logan's earpiece, reminding him about the segment structure. I exhaled shakily. Sorry. Got a little emotional. The chat split between sympathy and insults. Noah's image, on the other hand, fell off a cliff. After tonight, the top male idol in the country would no longer exist. Adrian couldn't resist a dig. You call that love? He asked Noah coldly. You don't deserve her. Noah had no answer. Maybe he really did love Grandma June like family. Maybe he really was sorry. But none of it mattered anymore. The show had to move on. Now we talk about Adrian, Logan said. I opened my mouth to explain why we'd broken up. Adrian got there first. Riley, he said, did you ever love me? I laughed softly. Would you date someone you didn't love? I asked. Because I wouldn't. Adrian had always been suspicious. Always insecure. No matter how many times I told him I loved him, he would twist it, dissect it, question it. For a long time, I thought it was my fault. That I couldn't give him enough reassurance. Then I realized he was just another man who made his insecurity my problem. This time, he believed me. His expression softened. If you loved me, he said, and I love you, why did we break up? You still have feelings for me, right? Let's get back together. We don't need this show. I'll pay all your penalties. You won't owe anyone anything. The chat swooned. Adrian's fans were furious, but not immune. Ugh, I hate how moved I am. He's such a good man. Paying her debts? I can't even get a text back. I still don't want them together, but... Damn. I looked him straight in the eye. I did love you, I said. Past tense. We're not getting back together. He stared at me like I'd slapped him. Why? He jabbed a finger toward Noah. I love you more than he does. Do you? I asked. Then why didn't you contact me once in the entire year after I said we were over? He froze. I thought you were just throwing a tantrum. Actors are busy, Riley. You could've waited. I've never used breakups as a joke, I said. The first time I said it's over, you decided I was being dramatic. His jaw tightened. Admit it, I said softly. You don't love me as much as you say you do. You just hate losing. That landed. He bristled. That's not true. If you hadn't kept that stupid photo of you and Noah, I wouldn't have felt so insecure. Noah's head snapped up. You kept our photo? He asked, hope flickering. I didn't answer either of them. Instead, I looked toward Logan. Can we put the photo up on the screen? He gave me a quick okay. A moment later, the live feed split, revealing the image in the corner. Not just me and Noah. Me, Noah, and Grandma June. She was in the middle, smiling so hard you could see every wrinkle around her eyes. Noah's old film camera had only had one shot of film left. He'd used it on that. This is the only photo I have with her, I said. The person I can't let go of was never Noah. It was Grandma June. Adrian had never believed that. He'd rather believe I was hung up on another man than believe I missed the woman who raised me. The other couples finished their segments. We moved to round 3, say what you really want. For this one, everyone could do whatever they wanted, beg, confess, accuse. Noah started. Riley, he said carefully, in those years we weren't talking. You still got some protection because of me. Galaxy isn't easy to get into. I asked Vanessa to look out for you. I smiled, sharp and bright. "Oh, I was looked out for," I said. "All right. Explain it to us," Logan said, sensing fresh blood in the water. "I was pressured into signing a predatory contract," I said. "Told if I didn't sign, I'd be blacklisted. Not just by Galaxy, but across the whole industry." I turned toward the audience and found Vanessa's face in the crowd. "As a newbie," I said, "I was honored to receive such careful attention. No dramas. No films. No music. Just endless commercial gigs and fake dating rumors. Galaxy paying other male idols to be seen with me so the tabloids would have something to scream about." Noah looked stunned. The chat exploded. "Buying her fake scandals? For what? You guys didn't know?" People say Vanessa stayed single all these years just to wait for Noah. Jealousy is a disease, and she caught it first. She basically kept Riley as a lightning rod. Take all the hate so Noah stays pure. No one could decide who they hated more. "I could have stayed out of the industry," someone wrote. Problem solved. Why did Riley sign if it was that bad? Adrian turned to me slowly, eyes wide. "You signed that contract? For me?" he asked. Grandma's treatments hadn't stopped at 200,000. There were tests, follow-ups, complications. I'd racked up debt I could never pay working a normal job. The entertainment industry was the fastest way out. But Vanessa hadn't recruited me to build me. She'd recruited me to break me. I was about to walk away, I said. Then she mentioned you. My voice dropped into Vanessa's crisp tone. "I heard your new boyfriend wants to be an actor too," she'd said, lips sharp. "If you don't sign, I'll offer him the contract instead." Such a shame when young people's dreams get crushed. They should really pick better girlfriends. Adrian's fingers dug into my arm. "Riley," he whispered, "tell me that's not true. Did you really sign because of me?" From the audience, Vanessa laughed. "Don't make me the only villain," she called out. "Yes, she signed for you. And then you became an award-winning actor. Why didn't you buy out her contract? Pay her penalties and get her out?" She smiled, vicious and fearless. "You had the money?" Adrian looked shattered. "I knew the scandals were fake," he said, sounding like he was trying to convince himself. "I just didn't want you on set, around other men. The industry is messy, Riley. I thought if you waited until the contract ended, we could leave together. I could take care of you." Noah couldn't stand it anymore. He punched Adrian in the face. "What kind of boyfriend are you?" he shouted. Adrian wiped the blood off his lip and swung back, knocking Noah to the floor. "And who are you to lecture me?" They tumbled into a full-on brawl. Logan had no choice but to kill the live feed. The episode ended as a blurry, cut-off shot of two fallen idols beating each other up. Online, the heat was unlike anything I'd ever seen. I, on the other hand, felt nothing for either of them anymore. I just felt guilty for wrecking Logan's show. He didn't share the sentiment. "This is the best ending I could have asked for," he said, practically glowing. "You realize no other program is touching our numbers this week, right?" He paused, then stuck out a hand. "Official introduction," he said. "Logan Price." We both laughed at the ridiculousness of introducing ourselves properly after everything. As we packed up, he walked me toward the exit. "Your old apartment is gone," he said. "My place has security. Stay there a little longer. Let the storm die down." "Thank you," I said. "But I'm done hiding. I have somewhere to go." He caught my wrist. "You're not planning to do anything drastic, are you?" he asked carefully. Because in stories, when the heroine suddenly stops caring about everything, that's usually when she... I snorted. "Relax. I'm not a tragic plot twist. The truth was stranger than fiction. A few months ago, I said, the police DNA database matched my sample to a missing child report. Turns out, my real parents have been looking for me since I disappeared as a toddler. No fake heiress. No switched at birth true daughter drama. Just two exhausted, stubborn people who never stopped searching. They were furious when they found out what Galaxy did to me," I said. "They insisted I terminate my contract. For them, the penalty money is pocket change, and half those clauses would never hold up in court anyway." Logan blinked. "You're suing them?" "Vanessa and Galaxy," I said. "For exploiting rookies, manipulating my image, and trapping me in a contract that exists to punish people with no power. He didn't hesitate. "Tell me what you need," he said. "I'll help." "Why?" I asked quietly. "The show's over. You don't owe me anything." "Because we're friends," he said simply. "And every relationship starts somewhere. Usually with friendship." I looked at him. At the flowers he pulled from behind his back like a magician, soft pink peonies, my favorite. "Some things," he said, "are worth waiting for." I couldn't help it. I smiled. "Maybe," I said. "Going further than friends is the complicated part." "One step at a time," he said. A year later, the lawsuit ended. We won. Public opinion had shifted hard after the show. Under pressure, Galaxy Media did what big companies always do: they sacrificed the easiest target. Vanessa was fired. She announced she was leaving the industry to pursue new opportunities. That same night, she called me. "So what?" She snapped. "You won a lawsuit. Big deal. I've already made enough to live 10 lives. I'll be fine." She wasn't wrong. For years, she'd made a killing trading stocks and playing the market. Unfortunately for her, my father's business world was full of people like her, with better instincts. In a game where he didn't need profit, only a point, blocking a single trader's positions was almost too easy. He gave her a warning through the grapevine. "Sell." By the time she realized it wasn't a bluff, it was too late. Her portfolio had imploded. Years of savings evaporated. Last I heard, she'd moved to a small town and was starting over in a completely different field. I almost wished her luck. Almost. As for Noah and Adrian, their fall was brutal. Noah's entire career depended on his fans. Watching him dismiss their support on national TV while groveling to an ex was the final straw. The love flipped into pure hatred. #refund Noah trended for weeks. People demanded album refunds, ticket refunds, sponsorship refunds. The penalties alone could keep him broke for years. Adrian's image wasn't much better. The protective boyfriend persona curdled into controlling, lazy, and selfish. The industry stopped calling. Rumor has it he's doing background work in low-budget web dramas now. A face in the crowd instead of on the poster. And me? Next month, I'm getting married. I call Logan while he's on a location scout. "Hey," I say. "My wedding. You're coming, right?" There's a beat of silence on the line. Then he laughs softly. "Of course," he says. "I should probably be there." "Why should?" "Because," he says, warmth coloring every word, "I'm the groom."